Welcome. Today's program that is offered by the Farmington Hills Commission on Youth and Family is on women in technical careers. And our guest today is Eileen Lindberg. She is very active with women in technical careers. She works for Cummins. She was one of our presenters at the seminar we give each February on technical careers, and we're really happy to have her here today. She is a director of application engineer and emission compliance at Cummins. Her education is an MBA, a bachelor's. She went to Michigan Tech and also to Lawrence Tech here in town. She's had a long work history, 8 years at Cummins, and how her progress was there, I'm going to let her explain to you.
Yeah, I actually started at a truck company at Volvo Truck, and then I progressed from there as a design engineer, moved to Detroit Diesel, which is here in Michigan. So I lived in Utah to start with and then moved to Michigan after I went to Michigan Tech. And then while I was here in Michigan, that's when I did my MBA at Lawrence Tech. But I was going to Detroit Diesel at the time, and I was an application engineer working with customers, and then I moved into sales, and then I moved into another sales role like managing salespeople. And then I left Detroit Diesel. They did a lot of downsizing, and then I ended up at Denso for 5 years as a supplier to the OEM world. Wow. And calling on Cummins. And so I got to know a lot of people in the Cummins world, and that's where I moved over to Cummins after that took place. I've been changing jobs only because of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. When they do downsizing, I always manage to be the person that doesn't get the chair, you know. I don't get a seat at the end. But I ended up at Cummins, and I've been working as an application engineer and salesperson, and now I'm a manager over application engineering and emission compliance.
Well, Cummins is all over the world. It's a very large company. And do you find that that you meet people from all different parts of the company?
Oh yeah,
you know?
I was just down in Indianapolis this week. And there were people from all over down there. You know that we had a meeting and people came from like South Carolina, another one from Nashville, another person from out in Colorado. You know, they come from all over, and we had a meeting. The headquarters for Cummins is in Columbus, Indiana, which is just south of Indianapolis. That's why we typically meet in Indianapolis.
Well, I see that you have a nice newsletter that you've done from Cummins, and you were honored as an everyday role model. Why don't you talk a little bit about women working for Cummins and working in the technical area?
Well, what you're showing is a group of women that are women in technology. So in order to try and encourage more women to work at a technical company, which Cummins is because we sell diesel engines, we try and encourage, you know, female engineers and anybody in the technical field, and try and encourage to bring them in. You know, just like around here before GM and Chrysler, you know, trying to recruit all the technical women, right? But down Columbus, Indiana, there's not as many. Of course, there's Purdue and Rolls-Royce down there that they recruit from. But this newsletter evolved from a group of women worldwide, and the feature, this newsletter, which was the June one, happened to be people in the distribution network. So, because I work not at the headquarters, I work in a distributor. They wanted to feature women who work out into the distributor. So in that newsletter, there's actually someone from Australia and somebody from Seattle and myself from Detroit and another person from Boston. Wow. So there's different people, women, technical women that are all engineers around the world in there. And so it was kind of a fun newsletter to put together because I got to find out there were other counterparts like myself, other places that I didn't exactly know. But you know, doing the newsletter, I got to meet some of them. So
it's not always all by yourself. There's some other women out there.
No, now I have new contacts and new friends too.
And you know, you started out in high school and taking classes. What kind of classes did you take, or things that you did that showed you were interested more in the engineering type area than in arts and crafts or in human resources?
Oh, I really like math, okay? I like math. I liked science. I liked the type of logical thinking type of things that you can take in high school. I also like more hands-on type things. I got interested in cars and automotive and just doing my own oil changes and things like that. And I ended up going to Michigan Tech to be a mechanical engineer. Mechanical engineering these days is really like a very basic, advanced high school degree. In the world of engineering, if you're a mechanical engineer, you can branch out and do like 500 different jobs in engineering.
Well, it's similar to law school. Is a lot of people have a law degree, and they
Right.
can once again enter all kinds of industries. So you could get a
Absolutely.
mechanical engineer degree, and that doesn't mean that you're going to be working for a car company.
No. There's lots of different things you can do. I mean, I had no idea I wanted to go in the diesel industry, but I ended up getting my first job out in Utah at Volvo Truck, and as a design engineer, I'm like, great, I'm going to go ski, and I'm going to have this job to support my habit of skiing, right? So that's how I actually got into it, and I've loved it ever since. But it's a huge fraternity. The same people stay in the industry, and I mean, it's like that in almost any industry. Once you're in an industry like diesel, people tend to keep changing careers, but stay in the industry so they can keep all their friends and their network.
So how would someone who is interested in cars or computers and math in high school, how would they know how to get in the industry? It's not like you're going to join the Carpenters Union, or how would you know about these jobs, or where would you find them?
Well, I would say the best thing to do is figure out, what is your favorite subjects, right? Start with that. And then take as many of those classes as you possibly can in high school, because it's free in high school. You have to pay when you get to college. So I would say take as many hard classes in high school as possible, and then go to college and then figure out, a lot of what you want to do in college. And you may choose aviation over diesel. You may choose automotive. You may choose, farm tractors. You may choose all sorts of things. But one of the things I would, also have like an interest outside of school would be, are you interested in animals? Are you interested in, machines that, and how do they work? Because an engineer typically wants to know how to take something apart or put it back together, or they want some hands-on, take apart a toaster and put it back together, or maybe your lawnmower or something like that. If it's not working, try rebuilding it just to see what happens. It's a very low cost, right? It's what, few $100 to go buy a new lawnmower.
Yeah, get it repaired.
Or you end up taking the bucket of parts to Weinsgard or something like that, get it fixed.
So for a summer job, you'd recommend, if someone thinks they might be engineering, to go work on construction or mow the lawn for Farmington Hills, City of Farmington Hills, and fix the lawnmower?
Exactly. Go out, be part of a construction crew. You see all the orange barrels out there. I'm sure that you need more workers during the summer. Work at a hardware store, work at on a farm, go volunteer on a farm, work with animals, work outside, be a camp counselor at a camp so that you're out there doing stuff. And, any kind of job really will help you figure out what your interests are. And I'd say, it's not, if people don't need the money, the money's great, but it's helping you figure out who you are and what you want to do. You could work at an architect firm. That's technical too. There's all sorts of things, like you mentioned law earlier.
Yeah, that's
work at a law firm, filing things. You just listen to the
fixing
stuff.
The file cabinets.
There you go. But you can learn so much from a summer job that, because sitting at home, you're not going to learn hardly anything. But use the summers to figure out, what do you want to do in life? What are you passionate about? Because I'm like, all the people in my group are very passionate about their job, because I am. And as a leader, I always want to make sure I'm passionate. And I like to have fun. So I always tell my people, if you're not coming to work and having fun, then you really need to find a different job. Because having a good job that you want to go to, you think of how many hours you spend at your job, it would be terrible if you hated it. So I really like to have people that come to work and say, I love my job. I want to go every single day. It's a fun place to work.
So the people that work in your group that work for you, do they all have a college degree, or do they come as interns, or
it's a lot different. Every single background is totally different.
Really? Yeah.
So I'd say about half of them come from an engineering background.
Okay.
The other half come from technicians. I
Okay.
have half of my group come from technicians. So another path, like through high school, would be through the technicians. And I know what we would start with probably like at the vocational school that's out in Wixom, the Oakland County School,
Okay.
where you go and you become like an automotive technician,
Mm-hmm.
and they work with all gasoline. From there, you'd go to like a diesel technician school, a diesel tech school, a VOTEC school, and it's another 2 years. You become a diesel mechanic.
Do we have one of those in Michigan?
Oh, several.
We do.
Several. Oh, yeah. We work with all of them.
Okay.
We actually have a program with Cummins, and we get with those VOTEC schools, and we help fund some of the people that go through these classes. And then their commitment to us is to come work for Cummins when they're done. So we pay for their school, they come work for us.
So I listened to this this YouTube, and I think it sounds pretty interesting. Would I find more information by going to the Cummins website?
Absolutely.
So it's listed on there as under
It's
interest
just,
or
yep, it's just careers. So www.cummins,
okay.
cummins.com.
Okay.
And then you click on careers and find your location. So if you want to work in Michigan, click on Michigan, and then it would list out any jobs that are available. And I will tell you, there are always technician jobs available.
Really?
Always. The whole industry, whether it's at a trucking company or anything diesel type company, usually are recruiting technicians. There's a huge shortage of one technicians, and another one would be truck drivers in our industry, in the world of diesel.
So and will the truck drivers and technicians, will they be on Cummins payroll? Do they get benefits or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a standard benefits package. It's got really good, like pay for hourly and salary. It depends what job you're in, whether you're hourly or salary. And it's all predefined, and it's worldwide. It's not like unique to Michigan or something. So people in Australia have the same exact pay scale as we have here. And it does adjust for location, because obviously if you live in New York
Sure.
City, it's a higher standard of living. So there's stuff like that are different, but it's pretty much worldwide. It's all the same. And then the benefits package, would have like health care and 401k and, things like that. You can also buy Cummins stock.
Yeah.
We're a publicly held company, so.
And
It's,
does Cummins have internships?
Yes, we have 3 levels. We have what we call work or school to work, which is for high school students.
Okay.
School to work is a program where you can go actually work at Cummins, and as a high school student over the summers. We also have internships, which would be like for the summer, for 12 weeks to 14 weeks, in that range. You're part-time. And then we have internships, which are full-time, that typically are about a 6-month stint, so like January to August. So like while you're in college, maybe sophomore to junior year or something, you might work from January to like August, and then you go back to school, complete your school, maybe work in another internship between junior and senior year, and then the year after, Cummins would probably offer you a position.
And those internships could be any place in the state of Michigan? I'm thinking of local
Oh,
kids.
anywhere. Cummins worldwide. It doesn't have to be in Michigan. You could get an internship
You can
at
go to
Cummins.
Australia.
Yeah, in Australia, yeah. Exactly. You just have to apply.
Okay.
And
And that
then-
again, you could go to the website and
Yeah, you go to the website and all the opportunities are there.
on the website.
You just have to, there's, professional and technician and all these different kinds, on the website when you pull it down. And then you can search by location, search by entry level or, experience level or something like that. It's pretty self-explanatory.
That sounds really great. And so what other advice do we have, especially for young women, to enter a field where they're probably still in the minority?
I'm definitely in minority.
And we'll be a minority for a while.
Absolutely. Most of the things that I do, in fact, I used to have a female engineer working for me, but she followed her heart to where her boyfriend is, and she's in Alabama. But she's hoping she'd come back because her parents live in Ohio. But we have very few technical women, and it's really a good place to work. Cummins is in the top 10 companies of diversity in the Fortune 500. It's a great place to work because we have a whole bunch of programs to try and get it to become a great place to work. We have what we call diversity groups, one of which is women diversity group, as well as they have Asian diversity groups and Indian diversity groups and stuff like that. But we do have all sorts of types of diversity groups in order to try and encourage different diversity within our company, and we embrace diversity. So it's not like anybody can come work for us. It doesn't matter what thought process you have, or religion, or political beliefs. It doesn't really matter. We take everybody. There's no discrimination at all. In fact, I've been in meetings before where I'm thinking, I think this is really diverse, and it's not because I'm the only woman in the, but it's just like you've got somebody from Australia and somebody from Germany and somebody from India, and you have all these different people in the room, and it's such diverse thinking, and so people come up with ideas that you never thought of before because they came from such a different background.
Well, the company's large enough that you could still be within the company and move to a different location.
Oh, absolutely.
Like your earlier career, you had to switch companies all the time. And,
Yep.
and one of the things that young people look to is, can I build some seniority, or can I build up some type of retirement? And by working for a large company, you have the possibilities that you might not have to stay in the same location.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
You could move on. I should ask one little question, since about women in the careers, does companies have some child care?
Yes, there is in Columbus, Indiana. There are some places that do have childcare, but it's unique to the location. So it depends on the situation and how large the location is. I know in Columbus, Indiana, because that's the headquarters, and there's probably about 30 buildings in Columbus, Indiana.
So.
They have childcare, and that's for all the buildings.
That's just for the future, in case someone, has a little one.
But I will tell you that, honestly, there is a lot of diversity, even within, like, what you could do within, say, engineering in Michigan. You could be a design engineer, you could be an application engineer, you can work at a branch where, the customer's coming in to try and figure out what their problem is. There's all sorts of different positions. As well as technician, you could come in as automotive, go to diesel, come in as a level 1, level 2, level 3 technician. You can also become a mobile service tech, where you get your own truck, you go out to a generator, you do the maintenance, you come back. You can be in front of a customer if you work with let's say, a manufacturer that builds a drill. Okay, you could go out and be the technician out there helping them run their production line.
Well,
and there's all sorts of things that they can do.
It sounds like there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of benefit for working for the large company. I'm afraid we're running out of time about this great topic, but thank you so much, Eileen, for coming, and you certainly are a special person in your field, and I wish there were more of you.
Well, we're trying. I'm always trying to recruit.
Hopefully some people watching will come to, every year we have a February seminar for technical jobs at here at Caustic Center, and hopefully we'll see you again, and we'll get more students to come, because if you do a little searching ahead of time and look at some of these websites, that you'll get some ideas and some focus. So thank you very much for
no
coming.
problem. Thank you for having me.
So, and hopefully our watchers will look at the next spotlight show that we sponsor with the Commission of Farmington Hills and Farmington Children, Youth, and Family.